So what I've seen recently, and it has happened to even me in the past with my own relationships when I look back, is a lot of people are re-entering relationships that they just came out of. And it seems as if they are forgetting why the relationship ended in the first place. Now, holistically, the reason this is actually happening is because people are getting into relationships and deciding to spend their lives with someone without understanding the dynamics and the context of a relationship and the boundaries and the purpose of that individual within that relationships or that relationship. And so what happens is that they after a very short period, after the honeymoon period is over, because every relationship you enter into, be you male or female, it feels really good. That person is the best person. Even for a short period, maybe 90 days, sometimes as much as 2 years. But eventually what happens when reality sets in, or financial issues set in, or spiritual issues and values, or child rearing sets in, you realize, I really don't know this person. And so what I want to discuss today is what actually is happening. So you get into a relationship, it's not worthy for you to stay, or it doesn't meet your needs. Now, I would like to say this as well, especially with women, because men and women operate on two different platforms, two different thinking, two different brain waves and brain activities. That especially with when you look at it from a female vantage point, what you're seeing in relationships is that the man is not making you feel happy, or he's not able to meet your emotional needs. What actually is necessary is for us to understand what is gender intelligence and understand the dynamics of a relationship and the purpose of a woman in a relationship opposed to the purpose of a man in a relationship. It can't be the same. We are supposed to complement each other. We are not supposed to be identical to each other in any way at all, and we aren't. You know, so a woman uses one's right side, a man uses left side. A woman's hippocampus is twice as large as a man's, so she remembers a lot more. Doesn't mean she's more intelligent, but if you look at school, from a school aspect or learning aspect, she's going to be able to remember much easier. That's why women are now looking at seemingly doing better in school. But a man is able to be more focused. His brain is actually larger than hers. So holistically, or overall, he's able to actually store much more information than she can, but she can remember more easily. And that's why when a woman is angry, she gets into a rage and she never remembers what he does good. She only remembers what he does bad, because blood rushes to her brain into the hippocampus, which holds the memories. And because she's emotionally negative, she's going to only pull negative thoughts out of there. A man's brain does not work like that. A man's brain can actually shut off. A woman's brain never sleeps, never rests, because she's always thinking that she needs to do more. And this affects her when she's in a relationship and she should be doing less. And so, having said all of that, understanding the difference between a male and a female, understanding that when we meet someone and we say that we actually love them, it's not really love, it's infatuation or lust. And so what happens, you only realize if you love that person if you are able to go through and weather hard times and lack of finance, illnesses or sickness of not being able to make children, diseases and stuff. Only when you decide to stick with that person through the tough moments, the tough periods, is when you know you're in love. So the decision to fall in love or be in love with someone or to be in a relationship with someone is really a facade. It's not real. It only happens over time. Now, because of dopamine and oxytocin, because of how we were brought up, for some people, some women especially, needing that emotional support, because women are actually in the workplace, they need emotional support more than ever. And when they don't have that, they become so masculine, shuts off their female side, and disease steps in, where you have breast cancer, you have cancer of all different areas in women, you have diseases, you have fibroids and all these reproductive issues. These things happen with women because they are now twice as more stressed, and they are even 4 times more stressed when they get home from work. Because the fact is, women won't build or design to work in a job like a man does. So if she does that, which I don't oppose, she needs to understand what is going to be the trade-off and how she needs to get back into her feminine. Now, when all these things are out of balance, it causes a relationship to break up. And that's why it's so it's so necessary for you to decide who you're choosing as your mate. It can't just be physical attraction, because physical attraction just means sex. But when the sex is over, then what do you have? Now, when you break up and you know that this person does not meet your need for one reason or the other, you have dopamine and oxytocin operating, and there's a comfort level there. It's like if you're eating a particular food or going to a particular place or sleeping in a particular bed, that is what happens with that person. So it's not really the person that you are attracted to or need, it's the familiarity and the dopamine that is in your brain and your system, or the oxytocin levels that he or she makes you feel. But in women, since we are discussing it from a woman's vantage point today, men need to be very careful when they break up with a woman, why they broke up with her. The purpose of a woman in a man's life is to expand him emotionally, expand his thinking, expand his intellect. I hear women say now that they are not mothers, but you must understand your role as a woman, because they don't understand what their roles are. Men also need nurturing. There is no rule that is said anywhere that your job is to nurture your children and not your husband. You are a nurturer by nature. You're supposed to easily be able to nurture him and develop him. Not change him, but develop him, because he needs to feel accepted for who he is. And the problem is men aren't feeling acceptable for who they are, and so it's causing men to be in a defensive mood all the time, causing them to be in a stressful mood. Now, as a man, when you decide to walk away from a woman, you must understand why you walk away. You must remove emotions from it. It's easier for men to do. So when I do the video that is for women, I will discuss the difference in that aspect. But for a man, it's easier for you to turn off that emotion because you are independent and you can now analyze. You must analyze, why did I break up with her? No matter how you feel after 3 months, after 2 months of missing that person, you must remember this is why. But before you break up, you must also evaluate, am I making the right decision? But if you decide that you made the right decision because the relationship did not meet your needs, you must remember why you broke up with that person and why you can't get back with that person. No matter how they make you feel, they aren't good for you. Because what happens when you get back into a relationship the second time around, you compromise in that relationship, and no relationship should have compromised. I've said this before, and I'll do it again, another video on this in the future, but a relationship should have sacrifice, never compromise. You compromise in that relationship because you are adjusting what you need to do to make it work, because you are logical. So you'll decide, okay, I'm going to do this even though I don't really want to, but I want her. You don't really want her, you want the comfort that that person being in your life and filling that void brings. And that's where it gets really serious, because what happens, you get back into this woman's life and she doesn't meet your need, her values, what she brings to the table to you is nothing. It doesn't meet what you require of her. She's not able to meet your needs as a man, and so you come back into her life after wasting 3-4 years, and you spend sometimes 10 years with 2 more children, or 2 additional children, or 2 new children, and then you still leave her in the future because she never really met your need. Because you can, as a man, walk away from that relationship and find someone 20 years younger, 10 years younger, 15 years younger, and it's much more harder for her to do. As a female, having now be past the prime of her life with children, her body has changed, etc. So you must really understand and remember, why did you walk away from that relationship? If that relationship did not meet your need, it's not really going to meet your need now. It's going to do it only temporarily. So never forget why you walked away from that relationship. Evaluate why you have to leave, and if you leave having evaluated that, unless that person has come back to you and is willing to make a change, and is saying it from the vantage point that I see my fault. If they are saying it from the vantage point that I am going to make this change because I know it affects you, then it's not going to work. But if that person has been able to analyze themselves, if that woman has been able to do that, and she can come back into this relationship and say, I see your point now, I apologize, let's move forward, those things aren't going to happen again because I now understand your value system, I didn't see it before, then you can understand there's a change and you can make a decision logically, not emotionally. Try to remove the hormones and the feelings that you have and analyze it from a logical vantage point only. All right? So let me know, like, comment, share, and subscribe this. Let me know what you feel about this video. Please remember to share this video. It's very important that you do because there are others who would want to see this video and understand some things that you may know now and analyze now that they won't be able to. All right? So like, share, comment, subscribe. And I thank you for subscribing to my channel on YouTube, Creative from Chaos. And we're going to continue to do amazing videos. Let people know that I'm here. I'm here to talk about relationships now on a real deep issues. Let me know what issues you want me to talk about next, and I will. All right? So bye for now.